I think I'm actually more freaking out about it this time round than I was last year because I know how full on it is. Going into last year's event, I'd only ever seen the DVD, and that's what attracted me to it in the first place.
I reckon boxers must be so fit. This is the hardest training. We trained Adam last year for the Erzberg event. Basically we concentrated on a lot of core strength, as you can see here. Adam hanging out of a tree with what we call a TRX. Really utilising his core strength to pull himself up into what we call just an upright row. Okay. This obviously helps Adam with his stability throughout the event. It's a long event, and the majority of the time your whole body is actually moving around, and it's all about balance, and it's all about staying stable through everything. If you come off again, there's sections of the race where you have to carry your bike, so it's really, really important to have your mid-region strong, and that's what we've been working on over the last 12 months.
Be more prepared this time round, and I've actually found in going back to the little obstacle courses that I practiced on last year, I'm looking at this technical section now and thinking it's nothing, because since I've come back from Erzberg last year, and in all the lead up to this year, I've most of the time been on a 510 Husky, a big 4-stroke, and I've basically just been seeking out anything that is gnarly, anything that you could conquer.
In comparison to last year, Adam's probably in a lot better physical condition. Last year we'd only trained roughly for about a month or 2 months before the event, and it had all been fairly short and sweet, and he was in good nick. But this year I think we've got a 12-month pace. The last couple of months we've really upped the ante with such things as the TRX that we've got here. Again, utilising the core strength component of these activities, and I think going into the race Adam will find that he'll probably fare a lot better.
You know, if I go trail riding, it's not about the trail ride, it's just about seeking out the most unconquerable obstacle and trying to get up and over it. And yeah, having between that and maintaining my personal fitness training, I think I'm actually more technically advanced and bike fit than I was going into it last year. Actually, one thing that I'm excited about is I've talked Chris Hollis into coming with me, and I think that's a pretty big deal. Chris is obviously Australia's best enduro rider, and he's got natural ability. He's fit and he's young, and there's no fear, and that is the kind of recipe going into Erzberg that if things go his way, I wouldn't be surprised if he'd run top 10 in that event, because he's the only rider that I can go trail riding with, and he's happy to just seek out any kind of gnarly obstacle. He's not into motos and cutting laps and just all strictly business. He's got to be focused on his racing. He's all about the fun, and I guess when he carries that fun aspect with him, his natural ability just shines, and I'm actually looking really forward to seeing how he goes.
Adam Riemann, yeah, I've known him for, I'm not sure, 6 or 7 years. Obviously he came from Western Australia, he's a strong rider over there. I think he was the top rider from over there. Sort of got to know him from the 4-day years ago. Very competent sort of rider, very strong. It's probably one of his good attributes, I suppose, is that he's incredibly strong and pretty determined too, so it's about the majority of what I know about him. Well, Chris can look after himself. You're always a bit worried, you're sort of, Erzberg's quite a big event now and gets quite a bit of ink for just the size of the event and all that sort of stuff, and I don't stop the riders doing what they really want to do unless it's just out and out crazy at a certain time of a championship, but Chris is pretty capable of all that stuff, so I think he can look after himself pretty well.
I think he's very capable of getting in top 20, you know, I think for sure, you know, even top 10. But, you know, it's a bit hard because he's riding a 254 stroke and there is no class, it's just an outright class. So it might work for him or it might work a bit against him, but he's just treating it as a bit of fun, so that's pretty much a good way of doing it, I think.